Hello, welcome to Community Corner. My name is DeWitt Taylor, and my two friends are.
Hello, my name is Aaron County Castle.
Hi, my name's Jennifer Slewicki.
Today we welcome two folks. First, our guest, Mary DiCaro. Our guest host, Slewicki. Because my friend Ryan Gray is one of our regular hosts, is away for the month. Mary works for the Westchester Avon Recreation Authority, short for RARA, that provides a adapted program with options for those in the section of Oakland County. We look forward to hear from Mary about her background and her current work job and planning programs for those with physical and mental challenges. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be here.
Please tell us a bit about yourself growing up and your family, please.
You know what? I grew up in the city of Detroit on the east side, and I stayed in the Detroit area until I was married. Growing up, I had a great childhood and a brother and a sister and a nice neighborhood, and I was very fortunate, and I got to be involved in my recreation department when I was a child. And now I have my husband, Sal, and my two adult children, Sammy and Kara.
Tell us some of your interests and hobbies.
Some of the things that I like to do, I like very much to go to concerts. I love to go to different kinds of concerts, different kinds of music. That's something that my husband and I enjoy together. I like to read. I like to spend time with my friends. I enjoy cooking. I like to bowl.
Cool.
So those are some of my interests.
I love cooking too.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Did you seek a college degree?
I did, actually. I received my degree in 1986, so quite a long time ago.
Awesome.
From Wayne State University, and my degree is in Parks and Recreation Services, and I'm actually a certified therapeutic recreation specialist. That's a big, long title.
Wow.
And
awesome.
It sounds long.
It does sound long.
What types of careers have you had along all these years?
You know what? So my first, I did a lot of jobs to help me get through college, but I worked in a pharmacy, I worked as a waitress, and those kind of things. And then after I graduated from college, my first professional job was working for Havenwick Hospital. I worked with children there who had emotional challenges. And after that, then I worked for the largest part of my career. I worked for 20 years at Children's Hospital of Michigan, and I was when I left there, I was the senior recreational therapist before I came to RARA. I've worked in schools with some folks who have autism, so from little ones all the way up to young adults. So I've done some various things.
Nice.
Thank you. And now I'm at RARA, of course, just as you said.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay. What is your current work title?
My current work title is Recreation Supervisor.
Okay.
Oh, cool. In your personal circle of friends, and is there anyone with a developmental disability?
Yes, I do have friends with developmental disabilities, and I think that just over the course of my job and the things that I've already told you about and people that I've come in contact with, people that you get to work with over the years become your friends, and you do things with them and they kind of enter your circle. So yes, absolutely, I have friends with developmental disabilities.
Do you have anyone in your family with any challenges?
You know what? I absolutely do. And I have people in my family who have emotional challenges, have people in my family who have physical challenges, and I have people in my family who have developmental challenges.
What is your experience of those with special needs?
You know what? My experience is I've had opportunities to work with folks who have special needs or challenges, and as a student, even when I was in high school, I had opportunities to volunteer and make friends with some folks that had special needs, and I think that experience, even back in high school, was kind of something that sort of led me in the direction of where I'm at today.
Okay.
Did that answer your question, Aaron? Did I get it all?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You did.
Okay.
Have you done any volunteering at work, volunteer work in this area?
You know what? I touched on that a little bit before, Jennifer, and it's true. I have done quite a bit of volunteer work. Part of it was required of me to volunteer and to try and get to know as many different kinds of folks as possible while I was going through college. So I was really fortunate to do volunteering then. But just also too, my husband, Sal, is involved in recreation. So I've also gotten to in the communities that he's worked in, I've also been, I've been a volunteer for him and the programs that he's been involved in, and I, even going back to one of your other questions before, what kind of things do I like to do? I actually like to volunteer. I like to, do whatever I can to help, my community and to help folks in my community.
That sounds cool.
Thanks, Aaron.
Do you
Thank
see
you.
yourself working in this field?
You know what? I have been working in this field for quite a long time, even before I got my college degree, and so I've been very, very fortunate to be able to find work and do work and with folks who have, just need some help, making sure that their needs are being taken care of because they might do things a little differently. So I've been able to make a career out of it. So it's been okay.
Well, what about with animals? What about animals with special needs, like animals that have, those rolling wheels?
You know what?
I'm just saying because they have feelings too.
You know what? I absolutely very. You know what? I didn't mention when I talked about my family. I didn't talk about my dog Pudge. And if you wanted to know, I think that anybody who knows me would know how much I absolutely love him. So I don't know what you'd consider him, but he's part of my family too. So I don't want to neglect him. But I do have to say that I have never specifically done any volunteer work with disabled pets, but I do have a friend though, actually, and she has a very nice program, and so what she does is she works with kids who are at risk and might need some help, and then she actually has dogs that have been abandoned and need a home and so forth, and she pairs the two up together, and so she has an organization, and so you guys might like to talk to her someday, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Booklet for this time.
Okay, all right, I will
That's
definitely do
interesting.
that. It is
That is
very
interesting.
interesting. She does amazing stuff.
I
You
would
guys
love
might be
to talk.
interested.
I'm a bit pet lover.
Me too.
What about you? What about your job is special to you?
What about my job as specialty? Actually, my favorite part in my job is on the times that when I get to go out to the programs that I help organize and get set in place, and I get to see people being involved in the things that I help set up. That's my very favorite part of the job that I do right now. So I like to see people happy and involved and being able to do the things that they want to do. That's my favorite part. And I like hearing from folks that are involved in the program so that they can help me know what I can do better, you know, what kind of programs they want to see, and sort of getting their input. So I like talking to the folks that are in the programs too.
Okay. Please tell us the various aspects of your job.
Well, you know what, we've touched on a little bit of it. I get to be involved with the special needs programming, and I also oversee a camp that we have, the RARA Scamp Camp,
Awesome.
and that works with participants who are from ages 5 to 20, 26, 27, and it's a 6-week program in the summer. We have 42 staff people that are in that, or that's what last year's number was, but we had 42 staff that were in that program. So it's a rather big program, and it's a big undertaking, and so that's part of my responsibilities. I also take care of the preschool programming at RARA. I also take part in special events and then fundraising that's related to the programs that I run. So those are some of my bigger responsibilities. And then you know, anything else that might be needed within my organization, I'm happy to help out my colleagues or do whatever is needed when we have something going on or they might need my help. So, but those are major parts of my job.
Your job brings you in direct contact with those you serve. Please tell us about the aspect of that job.
You know what, David? That actually is one of my very favorite things. Like I said, I like to hear, I like to be with the people that are involved in our programs. I like to hear from them. I like to get their feedback of the things that they liked and maybe even the things that they didn't like so that we can do it better the next time. But you know, a lot of what I do, I have to say, in this particular job has to do with being in front of the computer and getting things organized and that. And I would tell you that's not my favorite part of my job, but it's necessary. So my favorite part is actually when I do get into contact with people and chat with them, and that is my very favorite part.
So you don't like appeals, is that right?
I don't. You know, I find them very valuable, Aaron. Don't get me wrong; they're a very important part. It's just not my favorite part. I don't necessarily would say that I like to sit in front of the computer, but it absolutely has to be done.
Yeah. What is the current budget situation at RARA?
You know what, actually, as far, you know what, I can speak to the programs that I'm responsible for, and especially we can kind of look at the budget that we have for adaptive programs. Mm-hmm. And so the philosophy at RARA is that that when we're doing programs that are specifically serving people who have challenges, we know very well that a lot of those folks have financial burdens that other folks don't have, and that our philosophy and our mission is that it's not to be profitable. We're not a profit organization. So, so what my direction is from my boss and from our board is that we provide good quality services, but that we try to cover our costs as closely as we possibly can. And currently we're doing that. So that's a part of the budget of RARA that I can kind of answer to and speak to.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure. What method is used to determine the budget amount of all the programs offered?
You know what? It's not always the same, Jennifer.
Oh.
It's again, for when I'm figuring out what I need to charge for any given cost, I have to look at things that are involved in providing that For example, I have to look at what I might pay a DJ, what I might pay my staff, what it's going to cost me for snacks, you know, if I have to pay any rental costs, if I'm going to be paying for trophies or snacks or any cost that I might have. And then I look back for the last few seasons and see how many people if I had a program that was that program or a program like it, I'm looking to see how many people participated. So again, I'm doing it's kind of like a math problem, and I'm just creating that math problem and then coming up with what I think is an amount that will cover my costs. So that's how I do our adaptive programs, because what I'm directed to do is that I just have to, I come as close as I can to cover my costs. If I'm doing another program and I'm working with a contractor, then there's a whole different formula, and it depends. It has many different variables, like if they're in our RARA building or if it's something that's being offered outside of our building, say in the schools or at a different location. So there's different variables that are set up, and then I have to figure out then, you know, how I would determine that cost. But it's a very specific formula based on everything that's involved with it.
What is the budget ratio of overhead and staff versus monies going directly to those signing up?
Okay, you know what? I think that I've kind of tried to touch on that. So I have to include all my costs, including staffing costs and anything else that I would pay for, and then that's part of what goes into my calculation to figure out what I need to charge at this point for any given program. But then the other consideration is how many people do I think are going to be in the program? So let's say, if I took an example, let's say we have a program at RARA and it's called Movie Night Out. So if I look at it for a whole season, which would be 4 months, and I kind of average it out and I decide how many people on average I'm going to get each month to participate in that program, that's part of that calculation too, as far as how many participants we have. Is that answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us if you had any training.
You know what? Like I said, I was very fortunate. I had, I don't know, maybe like continuing training, or I was many years ago got my college degree and then and have had training, and then I've also been very fortunate to work in organizations that provided me opportunity to have continuing education. So, you know, to make sure that I was doing things safely and by certain standards, and that I got an opportunity to learn about things that were new and might be interesting to folks that I was working with and so forth. So I've been very, very fortunate, and that continues at RARA. I get opportunities to continue, you know, continuing education, and to be a recreational therapist or a recreation specialist. You have to have a certification, and you have to have so much continuing education to keep those credentials. So I get to do it, and I have to do it. So I'm lucky.
Okay, that's good.
Thanks, Erin.
Cool. Has the authority needed to remodel the faculty? The facility, whatever.
I knew.
Faculty, facility, whatever.
I knew what you meant.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
You know what? When RARA was actually, for many years, to my understanding, because that was well before the time that I was there, but they were down the street, and they had rented the facility that they were in for very many years, and then there was an opportunity to buy the facility that they have now. And when they bought it, it was actually a warehouse. So yeah, absolutely, there needs to be renovation, and some things were done immediately, and then there's some things that they're continuing to work on. One of the things that they just completed was right now one of the larger spaces has been transformed into a field house area in the facility. So that's pretty nice. And actually, some of the folks who were at our New Year's Eve party this year, they had an opportunity to go into the field house because we were there for quite a long time. It was like a 6-hour party.
Yeah.
So
It lasted until 12:30, right?
yeah, it did. And so, but some of the folks went into the field house because it was completed, and it's looking really sharp in there. And we do have other things that that I know that there are plans into completing and building out in that building as well. So we have a multi-purpose room, we have an art room, a messy room they call it, a preschool room, we have several dance studios, and now we have the field house. And so, but they're still continuing to expand it as they can.
Yeah.
I think you should get a pool.
You know what?
I think you should get a pool.
I love a
Pool
pool.
would be nice.
Indoor pool.
I think that
And a hot
that's
tub. Can we get a hot tub, guys?
yeah,
I love
hot
hot tubs.
you know what, you guys, I think that's a great idea, but I don't think it's in the cards.
It would be so nice.
Oh, wow.
It would be. It's a good thought, though.
Yeah.
Do you
Well, keep that in mind.
Okay.
do you think society provides enough help to those with various challenges?
You know what? I think that right now we do. I don't think that there's ever enough that we can do to be truthful. I think that our goal always is to do as much as we possibly can, and that's truly. I'm very, very lucky to work for a director and a board that they want that too. So you know, they're happy to be able to expand, and being that that's a program that I'm in charge of, I'm very fortunate that that's their philosophy. That's what they want me to do. So right now, I think that we have some very nice things in place for teens and young adults, and also I think that one of the areas that we could kind of expand on or maybe grow is for maybe offering and looking into what programs that would be good for younger children. So that they would have the same opportunity that some of our teens and young adults have had to kind of grow up in the RARA programs. I'd like to make sure that, that we're able to kind of provide that kind of community and community support for another generation of people to kind of grow up in the RARA programs.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
What do you consider challenging for RARA?
What do I consider challenging for RARA?
Yeah.
I would think just the same kind of challenges that any recreation department would have. And one of the challenges, and it's actually a good thing, is in our area, in the greater Rochester area, there are many services and programs that are available, and so that's a wonderful thing. But it also presents a challenge because RARA needs to find has its niche. We provide services that maybe folks aren't getting in other areas, and being an authority means that we're working in collaboration with the park system and the library and other in the school districts. So we kind of come together and find out, we don't want to duplicate things that are being offered. So we have the challenge of finding things that maybe aren't being met by those other entities. So that's a challenge in for RARA, but I guess it would be just the same as any other recreation department, kind of keep, what's popular, what's a current trend, what do our folks want, what does the community need? So kind of looking out and making sure that we're providing those things. Okay.
What do you consider the success of RARA?
Just
Take your time.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I think that RARA has a lot of successes, and every time that we have a program where someone's gotten an opportunity to learn something new or have a good experience or enjoy themselves, that's a success. You know, that recreation departments give folks an opportunity to maybe try something that they haven't tried before, or get started in an activity or a sport or a skill, you know, that they might go on and practice for a lifetime. And when you're the start of something, or you know, or a special event or an activity, so when folks get to do that and be involved in it, I think that's the biggest success that we have, is enriching the community.
I got something.
Okay.
If what if you have somebody that wants to make a suggestion to what would they do there? What would they do there?
You know what? That's a really good question, Aaron. And there's many ways that you can do that. You can share information on the RARA website. There's a part that it says information, and if you have a question, you can. But you can put it there, and then one of the staff would get back to you whoever might best be able to answer that question. Okay. But if there's a question related to the special needs programming, you know, folks, I have a direct line there at RARA, so folks, you know, and it's listed right on the website and in our brochure, and so folks could certainly call me at any time if it's a program that, you know, that I'm in charge of, and if I don't know the answer, then I'm going to try and get back to you and get you the answer.
Okay.
Okay. What's your favorite Nickelodeon cartoon?
You know what? I don't even know if I know what a Nickelodeon. Can I tell you what my favorite cartoon of all time is?
Yeah.
Okay, this will probably date me a little bit.
Oh, it's all right.
But I'm a huge fan of Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
I love Scooby-Doo. Till this
awesome.
day, I love Scooby-Doo, and I also love the Flintstones. And I like some of the older cartoons with like Bugs Bunny and stuff like that.
We do too.
Excellent.
Excuse me, guys, for a minute.
What?
What are your dreams for your current job as you move ahead in this field?
You know what, David, my dreams in relationship to the job that I have now are to continue on with a really nice foundation of programs that we have, and then also just to, like, just as we've said, you know, I said before, you know, to expand on those programs, to maybe provide opportunities that we haven't before, or chances for some folks we're not programming for, but, you know, to expand and make our programs have more to offer. That would be a goal of mine. Well, that would make my dreams come true.
Thank you. It has been wonderful visiting with you, Mary, and hearing about your important job. Every community exists of people of different origins and challenges, and as such pay taxes for services provided. The Recreation Department fits this description, and those in each community desire to be part of the community, gathering together to meet each other, to come together in social settings and have fun. RARA fits that role, and we are so pleased to learn more about how programs are selected and conducted. Thanks for being our guest, Mary.
It's been my pleasure.
You have been watching ONTV, CMN TV, and YouTube. My name is DeWitt, and again, my two friends are.
My name is Aaron Castle. You have been watching ONTV, CMN TV, and YouTube.
I'm Jeffrey Slewicki, and you've been watching CMN on TV and it's CMN, and it's on YouTube. Exactly what the boy said.